Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about new chapter called Vedic civilization during 1500 to 600 BC. In this Vedic civilization, mainly we talk about Aryans. The word Veda itself refers to superior, and the word Aryan means noble, which means knowledged people. Aryans are the people who speak Indo-European language. So, early Vedic age or Rig Vedic age was during 1500 to 1000 BC. Later Vedic age was 1000 BC to 600 BC. Background of Vedic civilization was initial settlements in the valleys of northwestern and plains of Punjab. The word Rig means sloka. The word Aryan essentially talks about literary or linguistic group. Racially, they belong to different races. According to Max Muller, he is the person who translated Vedas into German. So, according to him, the original home of Aryans was Eurasia. The Aryans first appeared in Iran, according to the Kissite inscription of 1500 BC. Records the presence of Aryans in Iran. It refers to the Aryan gods Indra, Varuna, and Agni. The Iranian classical text Jindayusta talks about Aryan god Varuna as Aruna Majda. From Iran, Aryans entered Afghanistan, according to Bagajgoi and Mittani inscriptions. They talk about the frequent wars between Aryans and the local tribes called Himitites. Himitites are the local tribes. The Bagajgoi inscription talks about the treaty reached between the two and witnesses for that Lord Surya, Nastyas, Agni, and Tara. Whereas Khyber and Bolan passes, Aryans entered India and settled in Saptasindhu region. They developed the language Sanskrit in India. As such, it has similarities with the European and Central Asian languages. So, the study of comparative languages is called philology. The study of Indo-European languages is called Indology or Indo-Aryan language. Indology, which means European, Central Asian plus Sanskrit. For Dayanand Saraswati, he is the founder of Arya Samaj. According to him, Aryans came from Tibet. And Bal Gangadhar Tilak wrote Gita Rahasyam. According to him, Aryans came from Arctic zone. So there are many theories regarding to this Vedic civilization too. So the theory of southern Russia is the most acceptable one. Now we can have a look on Rig Vedic age during 1500 to 1000 BC. The early Aryans settled in Saptasindhu region, which means the land between tributaries of river Indus, correspondingly to present Punjab and Haryana. Rigveda describes the rivers as Vitsata for river Jhelum, Vaipas Bias, Suvastu is for Swat river, Sutridi is for Satluj river, Askini is for Chenab, Purushini is for river Ravi, Drishadi for Rakshi, Gomati for Gomal. And also we have rivers of Afghanistan here. First one Krumu for Khurram river and Kubu for Kabul river. So please remember these names as UPSC may ask the old names of those rivers. Rigveda talked about mountain Mujavant, known for the most favorite drink Soma of Aryans. There are no references to tigers, lions were mentioned here. And now we'll discuss about Rigvedic tribes. Tribes were formed on the basis of their settlements called Janas or Ganas. The important tribes were Anus, Druhyas, Purus, Tugvasas, Yadus, Bharatas. Bharatas are the most powerful. Rigveda talks about Dasarajas or 10 kings battle fought on banks of river Purushini. This was between Bharatas on one hand and confederacy of 10 kings on the other hand. The main cause for battle was ego, clashes between the great saints Vishwamitra and Vasistha. Bharatas were led by Sudasa, whereas confederacy of 10 kings was led by Puruksha of Tugvasa tribe. Sudhas killed the enemies and took the title Tarasadhyasu. Tarasadhyasu is the title name, which means the killer of enemies. King Devodasa of Bharatas killed Sambara, prince of Pulindas. So it was the first Aryan and non-Aryan battle. Coming to Rigvedic polity, it was basically a tribal polity. with small tribal states called Janas or Ghanas. Head of the tribe was called Rajan, which means king. The other names Gopa, which means protector, Ganapati, which means head of the Gana. So the nature of kingship was quite democratic. King was controlled by powerful legislative assemblies, Sabha and Samiti. Sabha is assembly of elders, where heads of families and clans, and Samiti was general assembly of the tribe where everyone participated, including women. The decisions of the Samitis were final and were binding on part of king. King Dushtaritu was removed by Sabha and Samiti for his dictatorial attitude. Bureaucracy was not well established during this period. So king was assisted by Purohit, which means priest, Yuvaraj, crown prince, and Senani, which means chief commander. During Rigvedic time, there was no regular army we find here. So administrative units were grama or villages headed by Gramini, groups of villages formed into villages headed by Vishyapati, different blocks of villages formed into a tribe called Ghana or Jana headed by Ganapati or Rajan. Now we'll discuss about the four Vedas of the Vedic civilization. These are chief sources of information on the early history of Aryans. These are the ancient literary remains of Indo-European language group. Veda means knowledge. There are four Vedas, whereas Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. Rig Veda. There are 1028 hymns, mostly prayers to God for use at sacrifices. Coming to Yajurveda, it is a sacrificial formula to be performed by the priest who carries out manual part of sacrifice. And Samaveda is the collection of verses from Rigveda required for liturgical purpose. Atharva Veda consists of mainly magical spells. And we find here Brahmanas attached to Vedas are various explanatory prose manual and also Aryankas, whereas secret and dangerous owning to their words, Aryankas are taught mainly in forest. And we have Upanishads here. Upanishads are commentaries on Aryankas, but more of historic character. Vedic literature is held to be sacred for it is believed to have divine origin. The geographical horizons of Rigvedic hymns gives us an initial idea to know about Aryan settlements in India. Swat is the important river to the north of Kabul, not extended beyond Yamuna. The 5 tribes among 10 tribes involved in war were known as Panchajana. The indigenous people were the rivals of Aryans. Many passages in Rigveda refers to Panis, who were wealthy people and refused to accept Vedic religion, non-Aryan merchants trading in cattle population. More than Panis, Dasyas and Dasyus were rivals. They were equated with tribal people, the Hus, mentioned in Iranian literature and sometimes considered to be a branch of Aryans. Devodasa. Dasa is the Aryan antecedents. He is the head of Bharata clan. Dasyus. These were also rivals of Aryans, but not as Dasas. This rival was considered as a war between Indo-Iranian and Indo-Aryan who came to India in successive periods. But these Dasas and Dasyus had underwent a phenomenal change in their journey towards India, and even their language is different. They were less advanced when compared to Harappa. They referred to their god Indra as Purandara, which means breaker of forts. There were no cities and were also technologically less advanced, though they were using horses and chariots and better arms of bronze. There was mention of only one metal ayas, which means copper or bronze. This was estimated to be bronze as it was used mostly in Iran during 2000 BC. There was no mention of Iran. The Aryans came as a semi-nomadic people with pastoral and agriculture economy. Cattle rearing was predominantly practiced. Cattle was most prominent position and a person with cattle was known to be wealthy, which means Gopat. Prayers made to increase cattle. They were used as an exchange. Battles were undertaken because of cattle, known as Gavishti, Goshu, Gavyu and Goveshana. People living in same caste along with cow belonged to same Gotra, which they have a social impact. Daughter known as Duhitri, which means maker of the cow. Cow was described at one place not to be killed. and Agnya, it was economically important and not sacred. There was mention of butchering of cows for meat by seeing charred bones of animals and cow. We can say this line by seeing those. And the places Bhagwanpura and Dahedri in Haryana, which were post Harappan site coincided with early Vedic culture. There was collective ownership of cattle. Cattle breeding was a chief source of income. There was no mention of more agriculture activity. There was mention of plough as Langala and Sira. They possessed knowledge of seasons. Rigveda has 5 seasons. Forest burning was practiced to make land fit for cultivation. There are references to ploughing, sowing, reaping, and winnowing in Rigveda. They cultivated only one crop called Yava, which means barley. There was no mention of private property. There was no hereditary rule as number of 3 successive kings were from same family. And here we have Vidhata, tribal assembly. There was no elaborate mention of administration. The surplus was available in the form of Bali. As there were burglary, thefts, cheating, police may have been present but was not mentioned. Mahishi, which means crown queen. The basic unit of Aryan tribal society was patriarchal, family known as Kula, headed by Kulapa. Hymns were representing desire for praja for both boy and girl, but especially boy, who was Suvira, who can fight their wars. Girls were married after puberty as there was mention of Gosha. They were even writing hymns of Rigveda, and some unmarried women offered sacrifices such as Vishwavaira and Aphala. A childless woman or widow could cohabit with his brother-in-law for a son, which it is called as Niyoga. The dialogue between Yama and Yami. This is related to Niyoga. There was also mention of father and daughter and mother and son. Rigvedic society is a matrilineal society, as mother's right was not subverged by that of father, but the patriarchal prevailed. So in the next video we will discuss about the society of Rigveda, and that's all for today's. Thank you.